All right, everybody. Welcome to 24 Sladen. I'm Tim.
Oh, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Kiki.
Kiki's joining us today. It's her first time. She's actually going to listen to the podcast from now on, so we're good. This is good.
Worst part is she family. She got the same last name.
No, okay, look, I'm just not into podcasts overall. I don't listen to them on a consistent basis, but you're right. I am definitely going to be
She don't support black
supportive.
people.
That's good. That's good. Hey, Jordan, soup Nazi.
Soup Nazi. No soup for you.
Do you listen to Seinfeld?
She never watched Seinfeld.
Never.
Whatever that.
No.
We can't talk to her.
Dude, that's still tripping out that they made like a Ukraine joke like way back when.
Yeah. All right, so what's happening, Jordan?
All right, so Kiki's on here.
Yeah.
You know, she a girl, and she looked pretty, so I know she be dating.
Oh my god. I do be dating.
So when you're dating, what do you expect from it?
So in terms of like a first date?
What's this jumping again like that?
Yes.
This is how it's
And you don't even want to know how my day is going?
Is this the norm? No. Kiki, how's your day going?
No.
No, my day's going pretty good. You know, it's a Sunday. I like my Sundays relaxing. I don't have work.
Yeah.
I can just sleep in.
You did.
Yeah, I did sleep in. I did.
Well, explain this to me. You called. You said, "What time? We're still on." I said, "Yes." Then you said, "Okay, I'll be there by noon plus." And then you said, "I'm gonna sleep in." How do you get up, then go? I'm gonna sleep in, and then text me and then sleep in again.
I've done that.
Yeah, no, you know how when you
said,
have to get up at a certain time, but then you're like, you wake up and you're so tired and you're like, no, I just need more sleep. I need more rest. And so that's where I was at.
I think at that point it's just a nap again.
Yeah. It's like part two of the sleep.
Yeah, it's like sleep to electric boogaloo.
Okay. All right then, I get it now.
Yeah, just needed a little bit more rest. I like my Sundays. Like I said, they're my days off.
That must be that new age stuff.
No.
Newer age.
What new age stuff?
The sleeping and nap time thing.
I think I'm just the only Slayton that sleeps.
No,
nobody else in our family sleeps.
No, Jordan sleeps good too. You know who's? Oh, doesn't sleep. He doesn't sleep. Pops don't sleep.
Oh no, and my dad doesn't sleep either ever.
Huh? Wow.
He always just say he's like, I'll sleep when I'm dead. I'm like, dang.
Okay. So next time he's sleeping, because I got a picture of him sleeping in the back of the car. He wasn't dead. He was not
I have
dead.
a lot of pictures of him sleeping.
Yeah, and he's not dead. Okay, we got it then. All right then. Go ahead, Jordan. You're on now.
And now we can jump in. Now that you know how my day's going. Now we can jump in.
Yeah, she's comfortable now. She's been here. How are you doing? We talked a little bit before this, but
I see why you don't have friends. You need to ask how we're doing.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have.
You saw I started asking questions. That's all nosy.
I'm just thirsty. I just love attention. I love figuring out what everyone's business is. I get that from my mom. I figured that one out.
I'm not even going to answer that one. We're on good terms.
until she hears this.
That's your problem. That's your fault.
How's my problem?
I'm good. We're good.
What the hell are you and your dad talking about? That's gonna be the first thing she says.
No, you and Kiki.
Oh, me and Kiki.
Yeah.
Oh. So that's how you get out
That's
of
why I'm looking this.
That's how you looked.
Change the camera. I haven't changed the camera. I haven't changed the camera.
She ain't watching. You're good. All right. So Kiki, you're a beautiful girl. Because we share the same genes.
You have the same jeans?
Yes.
Only partially.
Yeah.
That's why I'm prettier.
Oh no, well, I'm wearing sweatpants right now.
Captain Sweatpants.
Captain Sweatpants. Yeah. So, when you're dating, what do you expect from it?
So when you say dating, do you mean like on a first date? Do you mean on like when I'm seeing someone consistently?
Like, because they do have their own like different standards.
Yeah.
Like, let's start off slow. What do you expect from a first date?
My first date, let me see. Well, if I'm being asked out on that first date, so like let's say I'm approached by a person and they say, okay, I want to take you out, I expect to show up to the date. So I'm not expecting to plan anything on my end.
Okay.
Being that I was the one that was invited out, right? And I have had that issue in the past where it's like, okay, I want to take you out. Okay, cool, no problem. Like, where are we going? When are we going? And they're like, well, what do you want to do? It's like, at that point, I'm not interested anymore. Because it's like, you took the initiative to come and speak to me. Therefore, meaning that you want to be in my presence. Therefore, my presence is what I'm bringing, and you should be bringing what we're doing, meaning that you invited me out.
So,
you know
so it's like a contract.
Not a contract, but I just feel like that's common. I mean, that's kind of common sense, right? Like, you invite me out, therefore, you should have an idea of what we're going to do, right?
No. Never. We've never had that idea.
No?
No, well, like, and if you have us try to expect it, like, oh, damn. Okay, now we got to figure out how am I going to BS my way into something fun in the next 15 seconds.
So what are you, so you just expect her to already have an idea of what to do? Like,
because we got to figure out how, like, what you would be into without us completely boring you within those 15 seconds, like, trying to figure out, okay, what kind of person is she? Does she like going out? Would she rather go to a park? Would we rather go get go to a coffee place and figure it out from there?
Yeah.
And that's where it's like kind of like on us to like figure that out. And that's a lot of pressure. And a lot of guys can't even do that.
Oh, no, they don't. And that's why I'm saying, like, you should already kind of have like a semi-idea, because me going to your house and us chilling and watching Netflix is not a date.
Hell.
It's not. And I've been approached like that before, where it's like, it's
Go ahead, finish.
I know that's how I feel.
No, it's not. There's no effort in that. Also, I just feel like especially if I don't know you.
There's a lot of effort. I gotta pick the Netflix.
We gotta pick a show.
And then we just sit there. Like, no.
We sit and vibe.
No.
Honestly, that sounds like a. You do vibe. You just don't say. You just don't call it vibing. You definitely just sit and vibe. Like when I hang out, like sometimes I just want to be in their presence and just like chill out.
But not for a first date though.
Oh, for a first date, Netflix and chill? Nah.
Yeah, that is a bit much.
We gotta go out and spend at least $40. Nothing. Go ahead. Finish.
I mean, at that point, like, to me, it's not even just about the money. Like, I'm looking at investment of time. I'm looking at creativity when it comes to it.
But is he paying for it?
Yeah, if you ask me, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. If you're asking me to go out somewhere, yes, I expect you to pay. Because I didn't have to. I didn't approach you and ask if you wanted to go out somewhere.
If you ask them, do you pay for it?
Well, I wouldn't ask them. I wouldn't ask them.
You never been like really interested in a guy's like.
No, I mean, I'll let them know, like, hey, like, I'd like to get to know you, but I've never.
Oh, but then they have to ask you so that they're forced to pay.
No, it's not about forcing anyone to pay for anything. I think that's just common courtesy at the end of the day, right?
Common courtesy.
Yeah, from the man's standpoint.
But where's the courtesy towards us?
I'm there at the date. That's the courtesy. You're interested in me. I'm at the date.
At that point, it's a transaction.
I mean, for a first date, when you're not getting to know someone, like, I mean, yeah, it kind of is a transaction in that sense. I mean, I'm not going there for you to spend money on me. I'm not saying that. Like, I would also have to be interested in you to want to be a part of the date.
To be spent money on.
No, it's not about. I'm not even going on the date for you to spend money. I think that's.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not what I'm. We don't even have to spend. You don't have to spend money for a first date. Okay. At least to me. It's like, that's what I'm saying. Creativity can come into that. In that sense. But I also just feel like it would be weird if you asked me to go out with you and then it's like, okay, we're splitting the bill, or okay, you're paying for the date, where it's like, wait a minute, I didn't even ask in the first place. So I think that's the common courtesy in it. Like, you're asking me to go out with you so that you can get to know me and so I can get to know you. But being that you asked me, why wouldn't you pay for it if we're doing something that requires payment?
Okay, that's fair, I guess.
How do you guess?
I guess.
If you asked her, then yes, you're gonna pay. If she asked you, then that's when you have the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then it's 50-50. Or is it that I pay?
I don't know.
Or it could be the other way.
Yeah.
I'm saying, well, what do you think?
Depends on your values and your morals.
Yeah. So if she asks you, like, hey, Jordan, I think you're really cool. For some reason, she must think you're cute. So I think you're really cute.
You don't look homeless. You don't look homeless.
I do look homeless. In fact, I probably get more girls for looking homeless than not looking homeless.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Well, then maybe they will pay, they're seeing it as charity.
No, I still usually am going 50-50. Actually, I think every date that I've gone on, I've gone 50-50.
Why is that?
It might be because of the girls that I'm interested in. Or, no, the only time that I haven't gone 50-50 is because she paid everything for me because I was going to, and then she said, oh no. I got my wallet out and she said, no, put that away. But I was very much willing to like just buy the drinks. Mm-hmm. But honestly, like even like at that point, I did feel like kind of like a little demasculated. Not because like I wanted like I felt like I just wanted to do my part at least. Like I don't really mind like if it's me just paying. Like I'd rather not pay for the full thing, but like I'd see them a little differently as compared if they like actively fought for the bill as well. Like or they wanted it at least 50. Like if it's 50-50, I feel like then we're even. Like I'm seeing you as the way you're seeing me.
So you see them as an equal if they're willing to pay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kiki's about to stand up.
I know.
Feeling or emasculated, right?
Yeah.
Then what about, okay, so if you have no issue with the girl paying the bill, why would you feel emasculated?
No, like I felt demasculated because she paid for the whole thing when usually I'm used to also paying. Like okay, I do want to pay because like it kind of gives you like a little bit of anxiety. It's like I'm used to paying. Like I really should. Like I've been raised that way.
Okay, see, then
but
why is there that expectation of like I see her differently if she doesn't fight for the bill, whereas
because then at that point like she's just like there's a lot of the times where I would go and I would hang out with them, and like I would like and if you do pay for them, and then they're like okay goodbye, and like okay, cool, so that I just purchased like a few minutes of your time and now we're just out.
But so let me see. So you feel like you're buying her time at that point?
Yeah, at that point.
And why is that?
It's because it's like if we're staying at this whole like the normal gender norm of like the guy has to pay for the girl's date, it's like we are basically purchasing them for like their time, and they're like, and like it's not only do we have to compete to like even garner their attention, we also have to pay for their time.
I feel like that's kind of worrisome, like, because if you're seeing her as a purchase, then therefore you're expecting something, right? I don't think that you should expect something from a woman in that first interaction, because y'all could not even get along, or you could not, see eye to eye on things. Yeah. She could realize maybe she's not interested. You could realize maybe you're not interested. So why is it that you expect something simply because you're putting money down on the table?
Well, it's also like...
Well, like, what are you expecting now?
It's maybe like just a courtesy, like a thank you. Mm-hmm. But like even then, it's still like I am still like like I'm putting myself out there, and I feel like I'm putting I feel like it's more on the man to put in all like more effort than the woman is putting in back.
In what sense?
Like I have to choose where to go. I have to choose how we're gonna spend our time. I also have to pay for it.
I mean, if you asked her, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But then also think about the effort that she's putting into it, right? Like she has to, figure out her outfit. She got to put her makeup on when she has to figure out how to get to the date. Unless I'm hoping that you would also want to be courteous enough to, figure out.
But I would Uber.
I mean, you would Uber her, or like you would Uber to her and then Uber with her?
Make more sense if I Ubered to her and then Ubered with her. Mm-hmm. If I was doing that. But yeah, I've only had most of the girls that I've dated have always been either against me, like paying for their half, and it's because they're the women that I've been usually into are a bit more prideful, and they also just argue with me on everything. So if I did, usually I will initially offer to pay for everything. Mm-hmm. But if they fight back, I find that pretty hot, honestly. But like, if like then we have a conversation about it, and eventually we'll compromise if it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you find it hot because
Like,
because they're taking the initiative to pay for you. Like
no.
You want to feel pursued in that sense.
Yeah, I love being pursued as much as I like being, as much like pursuing.
But you don't think her being there and like getting to know you and wanting to spend that time with you, because she could be spending her time doing anything else with anyone else, but her sitting there with you for X amount of time on this date, you don't feel pursued in that sense. You have to feel like there's a monetary value placed there for you to feel pursued.
Yeah, but that's like a sense of privilege. Like when you're thinking that way, right? You're like, you feel like you're entitled to, like, they're going for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's on them to put in all the effort, and like I am there for blessing them with my time.
But I mean, if you asked her, I mean, aren't you? Isn't that something you feel privileged and entitled to them as well? In that sense, I mean, like you asked her on the date, therefore you want her to also fight to pay for said date that you asked her to be on. Like, don't you feel a privilege and an entitlement there as well?
I guess so.
Yeah.
But like I feel like it's still, but it's still like
It's real people doing real things.
I know. You never have anyone come at the house either. It's kind of wild. But I still think like it's still.
Well, let me ask you, Jordan.
Okay.
What was
actually,
the last?
I've actually every girl that I've actually really gone out with, they asked me out first.
Okay. I mean, then in that sense, like I guess you can argue a 50-50. I mean, me personally, like I would still want to be with somebody who wants to take that initiative to be like, thank you so much for your time. Like I said, you as the woman could be with anyone else doing anything else at this time.
Right.
And you're willing to spend this time with me. I'm appreciative of that, so I'm going to take that initiative and I'm going to pay. You know what I mean? Yeah. I appreciate that from a man that I'm going out with. I would appreciate that. And maybe in the future, like if I do feel like a second date is something that I would like to go on, maybe I would offer for 50-50, or maybe I would offer to do something like that. But I know for like that initial interaction, like I appreciate that initiative because it shows me that you value my time, you value my presence, and it's not just the monetary value, but like it's the thought and intention behind it that I appreciate.
Okay. I guess we could just go on like, let's say I'll just go through my actual first dates.
I was gonna ask, what was the last date you were on, and what was that like?
The last date that I was on, I can't even remember, but I remember the first dates for both of them. They were both fairly special cases. All right, I liked a girl, and I wasn't like really, I didn't really ask her out on a date, but I was going to. I asked her best friend if we could hang out with our group and then like go watch a movie, and I did. And her best friend is the greatest wingman I've ever met in my life, and texted everyone else to cancel, except one of my other friends who did go, who actually did show up. But it was still fun. Like we hung out, and we went to go eat. We ate at the mall, and like we watched the movie, and then we ditched him. And then it was like a little nice and sweet moment. But like we also went to go eat, and when I tried to pay, she's like, "No, I'm paying too." I was like, "Okay, don't yell at me."
And of course, that got you like.
I was like, nice, but I was like, yikes, you don't have to yell at me for that one. And then the second time, my second first date was, it was also, I have some great wingmen, honestly. And it was like my first year it was like my third year in college. and I was roasting the freshmen who they all played Super Smash Brothers together. We went to his we went to our house in San Diego, and I was like, all right, let me see your book. I want to roast your friends. So I did, and I was like, ooh, that was actually pretty cute. And she was like, oh, word? Took a picture of me, Snapchatted her. You things are cute. Mm-hmm. And she was like, word? I'm coming right now. And then she picked me up and we wanted to go eat an In-N-Out, and then we did. Mm-hmm. Went In-N-Out. I bought my thing, and I was going to buy her thing. And he's like, no. And she bought it too. I made the initiative for both of those.
Well, I don't know if you would consider the second one to be, honestly, I don't know if you would consider either for you to be taking the initiative, because in the first date, it was supposed to be a group thing, and it just kind of somehow ended up being a date.
Yeah.
I mean, to be quite honest, I wouldn't consider that a date. I consider a date to be, you asking me on the date. I don't think by default us spending time together alone or like semi-alone is a date.
Well, they knew that I was interested. Mm-hmm. But why would they, not take that time to like try to get to know me without really thinking it was a date?
Because they could just also want to be friends first. Like, I don't think that you interacting with a woman automatically just because she's interested in you and you're interacting with her doesn't automatically equate to it being a date. Like, you could want to be friends first before you start initiating that. Like, for me, I'm not officially dating someone until that has been discussed.
But we made out. I made out with both of them on both those dates.
You can make out with them all you want. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't consider it dating anyways. Like, I want to be asked out on a date and taken out in that proper sense in order for it to be considered a date. And then at that point, we can establish: are we going on another date? Are we going to be exclusive? Are we going to be dating?
Then I will say I've never asked out anyone on a date.
Why? I mean, okay. Is it? I mean, because we've already kind of talked about like what your definition of like pursuing is, right? Like you kind of want to be pursued, and you want that initiative to be on her part as well, because you find that as an attractive quality. Mm-hmm. So would you say that in general that's what you want from a partner or a person that you're dating, is you want them to take that initiative and to ask you out on the date, basically? Because if you never ask somebody else out on the date, then that would mean that by default they would have to ask you out, right?
Yeah, but we never did. We just everything always equated to a hangout then, by your definition. Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can have different definitions of dating.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what it seems like.
Yeah, I would think that both of those were technically dates. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because even though I did like put in the initiative, and like when I hopped in her for the second one, when I hopped in her car, and she was like, all right, what do you want to do? I was like, I don't live here, but we could go eat. Want to go In-N-Out? Mm-hmm. Me asking her out to go on a date I guess.
I mean, like an impromptu date, I
guess.
Yeah,
that is an impromptu date.
But like, I don't know. I mean, I guess just like based on like my standards, it wouldn't be to me. Like to me, that would be me getting to know someone. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. If we end up like physically connecting at the end of it, like, okay, me personally, I probably wouldn't have initiated a physical connection with someone that I'm not on a date with, and that, that consent has been established, whatever, but like, mm-hmm. I personally wouldn't have done that. Like, if I'm going to be hanging out with you like that, I want to get to know you as a person, and most likely I'm seeing this as like friends hanging out, like I said, until he or they say otherwise, like, hey, actually, I'm interested in you, I want to take you out, I want to go do this. And then from there, it's kind of like, okay, cool, like, we're on a date, and this is what's happening.
Okay. I'll say probably, actually, I do remember the last date I went on. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm in New Orleans, which is pretty far from Los Angeles, if you don't know.
No. I don't know any.
Remember, we're on a podcast, so other people.
Yeah, we are located in LA.
Yeah. And like I'm just chilling with my friend. We're like smoking on a porch, like near Bourbon Street, which is very pleasant. Like it's a very popular area. And they have balconies, but they're like connected. Like all the balconies are like interconnected, and there was a girl that was like popping her head in and out, looking like she was curious, seeing what we were doing. Mm-hmm. And I was like, "Hi, want to come hang out?" And she's like, "Oh yeah." And she came over, and she was like, "Oh, where are you guys from? And like, what you guys doing over here?" And I was like, "Oh, just chilling, just listening to music because I had my speaker out, like my portable speaker. I was bumping Bad Bunny because they don't know much about Bad Bunny in New Orleans. I was like, let's play something a little different. And he hates Bad Bunny, by the way.
What?
Yeah, he hates. Well, it's because you're Latina. You love Bad Bunny.
No, okay, no. First off, it's not just because I'm Latina. He's actually, I think he's a good artist. Also, he's one of the biggest artists in the world. Like, I think he has the most streams of all time.
I know.
On Spotify. That's what I'm saying.
Then you gotta hear his opinion. Oh, actually, most of my guy friends hate Bad Bunny. Every Latino woman I've seen, and absolutely adores Bad Bunny.
I think he's great.
It's because you're a Latino woman.
No, okay, so what is it about? Okay, what is it about him that your male friends don't like? Because I mean, I have an idea, but I want to know what the.
Because he doesn't. The way he sounds, we'll admit, not very appealing. Like that's not really a hot.
I mean, it's reggaeton. Like you just don't listen to reggaeton in general.
But like no.
I mean, it's like a new age, but
like that is definitely like it's like if you added reggaeton to. It's like it is pretty monotone.
I mean, I would disagree. I think he changes his tone a lot in his songs. Maybe I think you're probably thinking of like mainstream Bad Bunny. Like a lot of his songs are very overplayed. Like I can see where you would find his tone to be monotonous because.
Well, I'm playing devil's advocate. Like I'm very much like I'm not like I don't love Bad Bunny, but I also don't hate Bad Bunny.
Oh yeah, no, like I'm not like his mega fan, but I think he's a great artist.
So it's
I can see how he wouldn't appeal to folks who don't like reggaeton or folks that don't listen to Spanish music. Mm-hmm. And also, I can see how he wouldn't really appeal to men because he doesn't make music. I don't think he makes music for men.
Oh man, if you actually listen to like the lyrics that he's saying, you know how like the lyrics of The Weeknd are pretty bad.
Oh no, they're raunchy. No, they're absolutely raunchy. Yeah. That's also the point. Though.
And like, but like, my favorite thing is like when women tell me like, "Oh my God, The Weeknd is so romantic."
Oh no, that's like saying Brent Faiyaz is romantic.
Yeah, right? No, but like they also do that too. It's Bad Bunny.
At that point, it's the tone. Also, when you think about Bad Bunny, like a lot of women like him because he's attractive. He's an attractive man, and it's an energy. I don't know. I feel like okay, if we're still talking about like dating and the gays, right?
And the gays.
And there's a different gaze between what women find attractive and what men find attractive, or what men think women find attractive. Mm-hmm. So, for instance, right. You have the male gaze being, men think that women want somebody who's like completely jacked and like hyper masculine and has like all this facial hair and is like rah rah rah, like super.
I would have died with nobody liking me.
That's exactly what I'm saying. But this is, I feel like, what most men think. That's why when guys are not being, or not, most people or most men that I've seen, like, oh, I'm not getting girls, like, let me go to the gym, let me get jacked, let me da da da, right? Mm-hmm.
That's not it.
You don't think so?
No, like, from what I understand, like, what girls want is, like, them to be seen, mm-hmm. for them to feel secure, mm-hmm. and from them to, like,
feel respected.
Yeah, like, feel like they're respected and, like, someone who, like, could actually, like, entertain them. In a way.
Yeah, but that's where the gaze comes from, right? Yeah. Like it's like, let's say when you think of like Thor versus Loki, right? Mm-hmm. Like most men would think that women are just like drooling over Thor, and of course, like Chris Hemsworth is a very attractive man, but like if you really look at it, most of the women that are fans of Marvel, or not even just fans of Marvel, like are just fans of hot men, are like more interested in Loki. I think his name's like Tom Hiddleston. Mm-hmm. They're more interested in him than they are in Thor. And it's because Tom Hiddleston gives off that demeanor of, like, at least based on his mannerisms and, like, the way that he's moving, not in the movies, but just like in general, like you would think he would be like super like kind and caring and funny and goofy, and I mean, this is what I'm assuming. I'm not.
But he's the trickster god.
Yeah, no, that's why I said not in the movies. Like we're not talking about in the movies. Like I'm talking about like just like their demeanor, like what you would perceive their demeanors to be. Because you look at Chris Hemsworth, you're probably thinking like, you know, jock type. Whereas you're looking at Tom Hiddleston, you're not thinking that. At least based on like body type, build, things like that. But that's where I think the female and the male gaze come in, right? Gaze comes in. So like you're right, women want to be seen, they want to feel respected, they want to feel secure, and you're right in that sense.
So the male gaze are, you know, queer eye for the straight guy.
You said queer what?
Queer eye for the straight guy, because you know they're gays.
No, the gaze like seeing someone. I was like, what are you talking about? No, gaze like female gaze, like the gaze, like I'm like you're gazing at someone, like the female gaze versus the male gaze.
So what do you think we see?
Like I said, I think most men are thinking like physically, like okay, she's looking at the way that I look. Because men, from what I've seen, men will look at and determine their interest in a woman first based off of how they look. And of course, women want to be physically attracted to a guy, right? Like at least, you know, for me, like I want to be somewhat physically attracted to you. But women are also looking at it holistically, right? Like how is he, you know, when we talk, does he listen to me? Or even like for a lot of women, like it's even like if you see like a guy that you're interested in playing with kids and he's good with kids, you're like, oh my God, that's so hot. You know, I don't think.
I was a teacher. I didn't get those compliments.
I don't think women were in the classroom watching you teach.
Moms pick their kids up. It's like, oh my God, it's a.
Okay, well, I would hope the mom's not gonna approach the teacher and try to take you out on a date, Jordan. I would hope not. But like,
I'm just throwing that one out there.
That's what I'm saying. But in terms, like, men are looking at it like physicality wise, like, oh, she's gonna be more into me if I'm like super buff and like if I look a certain way, versus like women just really want somebody who is going to have those caring qualities. And like, I mean, at least I as a woman see the man as a whole, right? Like I'm not just gonna look at him like, okay, he's super ripped and fine, so I'm gonna be with him for that. Like, no, I also want to see like how he moves when we're out, like how he treats me, whether he values me, what his values are. I don't think men think about that when they think about women pursuing them or women wanting them.
I still think that is still a thing, because I'm pretty sure the main reason why the girls have liked me stayed with me is because of my eyes. And like the way that, like, I do have gorgeous eyes.
I feel like that's, I don't know. You think that's like your best quality is your eyes?
Yeah. Well, like physically.
See how you're looking at physicality?
No, like no, that's my physical feature. But like but the fact that like not only do I have eyes, but I also make pretty good eye contact with the person I'm usually talking to, like in that one-on-one scenario.
Well, also Jordan, like you're looking at it physicality wise again. Like think about like I think you're funny sometimes. Like you're funny. I'm not here to gas you up. That's not what we're doing. Look at him fishing for compliments.
I am always doing that, but. You're my cousin. You're supposed to like gas me up just for the other women. It's like, oh my God, look! Oh my God, have you seen my gorgeous cousin?
I'm only gonna gas you up if we're gonna pay for their first date. That's it. I'm not gonna throw her. I'm not gonna throw her in the ring with you if you're not gonna pay for the first date. Jordan. I'm not putting her in that position.
But at that point, she's asking me out because I wouldn't know them.
See, this is why I've never hooked him up with any of my friends.
No, that's not the reason.
None of them.
She don't hook me up with her friends because I'm white.
No. Also, you're old.
I'm not that much older.
You're like 30, bro.
I am 28. Actually.
30.
All right, gone. I'm not even that old. And you're not that much younger than me.
We're literally 5 years apart.
And my sister's 6 years apart, and she's still what?
Why hasn't she?
You don't know? It just didn't work out.
Well, Tim, you're back.
I'm back.
I know you didn't hear like the conversation that we were having when you were away, but
everybody else. I'll hear it later.
Yeah,
You know why? Because I listen to the podcast.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I deserve that one. I deserve that. I deserve that.
So whatever you guys talked about, I'm good. I'll listen to it later.
Yeah.
But
they can go on without me. They can go on without me.
I'm curious, you being of a different generation than Jordan and I, when you're dating, what do you expect from that first date?
I don't really expect anything. I don't make any. I just let it go, and then whatever happens, happens. That's it. No expectations.
Mm-hmm.
You're reaching. What do you want?
No. No. I mean,
she.
I mean, I'm not reaching. I'm just the conversation that we were having before. Like, I'm just curious as to like, when the date goes on, like, what is the? You're just winging it.
Just flow. Yeah, I just flow.
That's actually what most guys do.
I mean, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't do a lot like elaborate crazy stuff. I just move along, and then we just start talking and hanging out, and that's it.
But you wouldn't consider that a date?
No, I would consider it a date if we're doing that and he asked me on a date.
I mean, I don't go I'm not gonna come to our house and hang out. And we go somewhere.
I know that.
Do things, and then it just happens.
There's intention. There's forethought. Like I'm just saying, like I'm not gonna consider it a date if like we just happen to meet up and it's like, hey, like let's hang out. It's like, wait, no, like I'd like to be asked out, and there to be like some thought and intention behind it before we establish that.
I don't think he does that.
No.
I'm pretty sure the way that I've gone with the girls that I've dated is very similar to how he works.
How do I work?
Like where like when you're hanging out with them and you just have those initial interactions. Like if I already told the damn story.
I know, but if I meet somebody and I say, hey, let's go do something, then we do something, and then after that it's different. After the first initial going out, whatever, then we know kind of how we vibe, and then we can.
You got so angry at that. You got so angry at that.
Then we can start doing. Then we know how it moves.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is. So that's what I do, and then we just flow. So I don't push anything.
You don't ask her like on a date. You're not saying like, hey, I'm interested in getting to know you. Can we go do X, Y, and Z?
Yeah, we'll go do something. Let's go do something, hang out, and then we go and do something.
But do you pay for the meal?
Yeah.
The full meal?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I'm old-fashioned.
Yeah, I do ask for it. I do ask for it.
Like the same thing when I go out with Jordan and we go somewhere, I pay for Jordan.
Yep. You my dad. And I do buy some things for him too.
And then we same thing with Pops.
That.
Same thing with Pops. When we go out, I pay for Pops.
Well, then what's your reasoning behind doing that then? I'm saying, I guess we'll stick to dating.
He's selfless.
That's how it was. That's how it's been for when I grew up. That's how,
It's just how you were raised to take that initiative to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jordan has been raised like that.
I guess
Jordan's whole he just does what he does. Jordan's
like I'm partially playing devil's advocate, and if I am going on a date, I will 99% of the time offer to pay for it.
Good thing his mom's not listening to this. Not listening to this.
Oh yeah, because I get canceled. My mother would kill me. She's like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
No, I mean, but it's like it's that part of that common courtesy. Like I think that it's just it's nice to.
I feel like it should,
to put forth that gesture for the woman or whoever it is that you're pursuing.
I know, but it's like I feel like that's also counterintuitive to how the equality issue is. But
there she goes. Stand up.
No. Let me just. I'm gonna make a PSA.
She's gonna adjust her microphone.
I know, but
all right, there. Here she goes.
But it's you want.
Check it out. Pause. Go ahead.
No. I'll let him finish, and then I'll say my piece.
Okay, I'll just keep it nice and simple. Actually, I completely forgot what I was gonna say. So you go.
The college educated kid is gonna get schooled by the college educated kid.
No, I just want to make a PSA.
But hold on, this is it. This is from Cal Poly. This is from UCLA. So let's see how the gap is.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh my, there's not gonna be college is college, and what I've learned is not just from school. I do want to just say that. I learned a lot in school, but it was outside of the classroom where I learned a lot more than I did inside the classroom.
Him too.
Yeah, I mean, and I think college is really about the experience as opposed to like, I mean, I did learn really great things and cool things in my classes, but a lot of the practical things that I learned and a lot of the knowledge that I gained were from my peers and from just my experiences in school. So that's why when for this equality piece, right? So I'm assuming you are referring to this like it's not a new wave of feminism. Feminism has been around for a long time, but like that seeking out equality, like it's not for things such as arbitraries, like who pays on the first date. Like that's not what, at least me, like my perspective of feminism, my perspective as a woman. I'm not fighting so that I can pay for the first date or so that I can, you know, open the door for you when we walk into a restaurant. Like that's not what it's about. It's about women being seen as equals as a whole, you know, like so that the wage gap is no longer existent, you know, so that women aren't funneled into specific roles in society simply because they're women and they're deemed to be these nurturers and to only have qualities that are specific towards that, you know, like women aren't only teachers and secretaries and nurses, like they can be CEOs, they can be Fortune 500 company builders, they can be construction workers, they can essentially do whatever they want and still, you know, get paid and be treated in the same facet equally as men. It's not for the dating standpoint, and I'm hopeful that the men of our generation in particular aren't seeing that want to just completely do away with like chivalry or just to do away with wanting to, you know, help and provide for women at times.
That's kind of like what's happening now.
Yeah.
It's going to be equal, so it has to be totally equal,
Yeah.
not equal just when it benefits.
Yeah, because like it's also because like you were also talking about the female like norms, right? The male norms are we're supposed to be the provider. We're supposed to be like giving.
Who put forth those norms? It wasn't women.
Yeah, but it's because like if we're gonna get rid of the male one, if we're gonna get rid of the female ones, then we should get rid of the male ones as well.
I mean, I guess in the sense where like, yeah, like men should be allowed to be taken care of and to be emotionally vulnerable and things like that. Absolutely. That feminism also encompasses that. But I think that sometimes men misconstrue it to now be like, well, okay, well, like now you're going to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, like, but
that's coming from like a place of entitlement more than from like a place of equality and like we're going to work on this, we're going to do this together because I see you as my equal and I want us to be treated as such. You know what I mean? Like it's at least for me, that's not how I don't view feminism as like a way for us to just shit and stomp on men. Like that's not what it is. Like, we're fighting for. We're actually fighting for men as well, so that men can be free to express themselves, and that men can be free to also do the things that they want to do and not be conformed to these gender norms as well.
Yeah, but
so like it can be that man's choice to pay for that first date, or the woman's choice for them to come to terms on what that first date's going to look like, and for them to come to terms, on other things in the relationship, and the woman's not only going to be doing these things, and the man's only going to be doing these things.
I don't have on the table.
Sorry, table. But I mean, that's at least how I see it.
Okay, well, I would say by me paying for the meal, that's putting in the gender norm that I am supposed to be the provider, but if I see it as them wanting to be on an equal footing, then they are also like trying to get rid of the male gender norm of me being the provider. And it's fine. If you want me to stay the provider, but
that's good, huh?
Yeah, I know, huh?
David wants to call, probably.
But I feel like it should just if we're gonna be 50-50, if you truly want things to be completely 50-50, then it has to be 50-50 on all fronts.
Oh yeah, you're right. I think that's right. But if you look at how,
but I also think the other things that we should do is I also feel like women should be a bit more comfortable with also being able to ask out the guy as well, and it shouldn't be always on on the male or the female to do anything. If it's really going to be 50-50, then we should be at a completely mutual standpoint from even saying from the initial hello. If I like you and you like me, then I shouldn't be expected to do anything for I shouldn't be expected to do certain things for you, and you shouldn't be expected to be doing certain things for me. But I feel like it's fine to have chivalry, but all right, this is gonna be a really weird one. But like, I know I might be getting canceled for this one, but like, it's usually on the male to be chivalrous towards the woman. We should, in turn, to make it equal, have women have chivalrous deeds towards men.
I'll put it like this. If you as a man have never felt cared for, or like a woman has not been generous to you while you're dating, then that woman does not like you. Because I feel like, for myself and other women that I know, when we are interested in a man and we want to pursue a long-term relationship with a man, we want to take care of them. We don't mind paying for things. We don't mind driving you places. We don't mind doing things for you. It's not this expectation where like he's gonna, I mean, there are some people who want that relationship where like he's going to work and he's going to provide for me, great. But then in that sense, you also have women, oh no, I did it again. You know, when you have that established relationship, like the woman is also putting in work, you know what I mean? Like we live in a society where if the man is providing, then the woman's providing for the household. She's making the household a home. She's, you know, there's a lot of emotional labor that goes into relationships that women contribute to, a lot more than men do, because society-wise, men are not taught to be as emotionally vulnerable and as emotionally invested. Like there is that 50-50 contrast. And so I feel like if you're looking at it just from money standpoint, then you're missing on all the other big things that a relationship encompasses. And a relationship is transactional if you're just looking at it from that money standpoint. And that, you know, and I don't think that the first date should fully encompass that. Like that's more of like something that carries through in a relationship. But for that first date, you know, like if the woman does want to go 50-50 with you, great, good for her, like fantastic. But I also feel like, Jordan, you're talking about lack of expectations, like you're also expecting that from her. You said earlier in the podcast that if she doesn't want to fight for that part of the bill, like you're automatically kind of like, turn off. Like that's an expectation.
I actually don't really feel like that. It's more like, I feel like I like them more if they do fight for it. It's not like I expect them to fight for it. But I'm gonna be more. It's not gonna be like negatively affecting them if they don't like it. But if they do, like, nice. Like I like that. Like it is more of like, it's an equal. Like, it'll be like a normal, or it'll be a wow. You really actually like trying to like push for something different.
Okay, I can see how that's something that you would like, but you know, I don't know. It's always been like a topic of conversation for our generation. Who pays for the first date? Yeah. Like, I don't even understand why that needs to be discussed. Like I said, the way I see it is if you're pursuing me and you're asking me out on a date, then I feel like you should pay for it. And then if I decide to also ask you to go out somewhere, then I would consider paying for it as well.
I have a very, very, very debatable counter point, but then we'd be here for another hour, and we would have a whole other podcast for that one.
Oh, then we can save it for another podcast.
Yeah, we will.
I'm interested in what the question is.
Because because you see it as something so small.
And like paying for that first date?
Yeah.
No, I don't. That's why I said that I would like to be in a space with somebody who is willing to take that initiative, because I do think it sets the tone for a lot of things. But I also don't think that it's the end all be all. I do think that there can be compromises that are made, and some women and some men are okay with that. And I think that it's definitely their choice to choose.
All right. I also have another big thing that we could talk about. And then I'm probably going to ask him a question. And then that's also going to trigger you. Being on your opinion of marriage.
My opinion of marriage?
Yeah.
I said this before, but I'll say it again, because I did another podcast.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, well, she doesn't watch them.
My opinion of marriage is kind of, there is no real marriage. It's made up.
What aspect of it is made up?
Marriage is made up. Like
the relationship?
No, that's different. That's not marriage.
So you're saying like the traditionality of it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, no, it is.
Yes.
It is. It's purely, at least for some folks, like it's purely for tradition. You're absolutely right. But I think that establishment of commitment, traditionally,
do you really need a piece of paper for commitment?
No, absolutely not.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. That part of the relationship is made up.
Some people do it for tradition's sake, though. I would
But
actually say most people probably do it for that.
What's the tradition?
Having the wedding, or first off, having the engagement.
But when did the tradition start?
That I don't know, but I'm assuming it originated from like a religious standpoint, right? Like you're being bound by God essentially to be with this woman or man or person forever.
There have been religions, like religious stuff that does that. Mm-hmm. But the ceremony itself it just became more of a contract through the government. So that's the problem with that. Mm-hmm. So the reason that you have to get a marriage certificate is so that is more to keep people from marrying other people.
I mean, how does that work though? Because in certain cultures, you get married, but then you can still get married to other people. So I mean, is the contract
to keep certain people away from certain people?
I mean, I don't. But then wouldn't that be?
It was made for white people not to marry black people or other races.
And that's where marriage originated from.
That's where the
current one is.
That's where the court. That's what happened in the court. Before the original marriages in like the black histories, most of the black histories, jumping the broom.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of and then the other part before that, like way before that, there was she go ask the father for the hand in marriage, and then that's it. Mm-hmm. Not hand in marriage, but the hand. So that's when you give a goat, get your kid, get your dog. Yeah, that's transaction. She buys somebody. Mm-hmm. That's how that worked. Yeah. But as it went on, it became more of a contract thing. Mm-hmm. So, like I don't think so. Like I told you earlier, it's better to become an LLC or an SPC than to become a marriage because you're doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. You're just sharing assets. You're still creating a business. Mm-hmm. So marriage is not a business. It's not in the eyes of anything else. It's just a business.
Oh, I could definitely see that.
And that's the difference. That's why marriage is not really worth it.
I mean, in your opinion, like some
marriage,
people...
there's a difference between marriage, mm-hmm. which is now, it's the contract part. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to get married, you don't need that contract part. Mm-hmm. So that's the difference. That's how I see it. Mm-hmm. I could be with somebody forever. I don't need a contract to tell me.
You're absolutely right.
But the thing is, I want to get married. Give me a reason why you want to get married. And then if it's true why you want to get married, then okay. But usually people want to get married because of a certain reason, and they don't know that. Mm-hmm. They don't know what the real reason is.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I think doing it for tradition's sake could also be a reason. I think that's...
But when did the tradition start?
I mean...
and whose tradition is it?
No, you're absolutely correct. And that's why I'm also not an advocate for marriage. Like, I don't even know if I personally foresee myself being married in the future. Because I also just do find the more economic side of it mm-hmm. to be iffy, Like the fact that now you're fully sharing each other's assets. If you don't have a prenup or a postnup involved, like there's a lot that comes with even divorce and things of that nature. Yeah. But I mean... But
you're already thinking about divorce and everything else.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
See, so that's the problem. No matter what, if you're getting a prenup and all stuff, you're worried about divorce. You're not worried about forever. Mm-hmm. So that forever thing is a long time. Forever is a long time. Mm-hmm. It's not.
It's forever.
It's not, yeah, it's not. It's not now. It's forever. Yeah. So that's what it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. But not very many people are forever.
Mm-hmm. It's 50%.
And that's where stuff happens.
Yeah, and I think that
it's too quick. A lot of times it's too fast. Mm-hmm. It's too quick. Like the word love, it's too fast. I love you. I love this. I love that. I love that. The word's not. It doesn't even make any sense no more. That word makes no sense. Love, because nobody knows the real meaning of it. I don't love my phone, but people say, "Oh, I love this phone." It's not the same.
I think that love
you like
can
it.
Be.
You like the phone. Love is supposed to be a special word. That's what love is. It's a mm-hmm. special word, not a word that you're going to change to be something else. Mm-hmm. So you like your phone. Like your phone, you don't love your phone.
I think you're looking at it from a very logical and practical perspective, and I don't think that's what it should love be. And emotions are supposed to be practical and logical. I mean, they're honestly not.
But if you think of it as as higher than anything else, then it's going to put more emphasis and more emotion on the word. Mm-hmm. But if you love everything all day and don't love it the next day, then that word means nothing. So if you say the word as a certain thing, then it's going to be a certain thing. But if you don't, and you just love everything, and don't like anything, that's the same word.
But then at that point, you have to think about the intention and the connotations behind the word. So like if I'm saying like I love these mints as opposed to, I love Jordan, I love you, those are two very different meanings of that word. And just because I'm using that word to elicit,
so if you take a mint, if you grab one and I love this mint, you automatically, like, real quick, I love this mint. But if you, so it would be the same thing if you meet somebody and say, I love him.
No, I wouldn't find
so
it. If I just met him,
but it's the same word.
But there's different meanings behind the word.
There shouldn't be different meanings. That shouldn't be different meanings. That should be like. I like this mint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Some people will just use the word love, but that's what they're eliciting, that they like it, that they're enjoying it in that moment.
That's why that word means nothing. Because it's used in so many different aspects. It shouldn't. It should be a certain...
And you can say that about a lot of words.
Exactly. But love should mean something else.
He says.
It can. I think love can mean whatever that person that's saying it wants it to mean. And when you're interacting with somebody and they're saying, oh, I love you, y'all should have a collective understanding what that word means for your relationship. Just because they're using it in different facets,
but if you use
doesn't mean that them using it in your relationship makes it any less meaningful.
You're using that word in the same way you use I love those mints. Because you could love those mints today and not love them tomorrow.
But you're not using it in that
way. And there's no way that you could really love somebody and then break up and not talk to them again, ever again.
You can. You can love someone from afar. You can love someone and the relationship and your connection not be beneficial in that moment or at that time. You can still love them even if you're not speaking to them. You can still love somebody and not talk to them every day. You have family members who I'm sure you don't speak to on a daily basis that you love and you care about.
No, I'm not talking about that. I hate them. Hate them.
Then you probably never loved them in the first place.
That's not true.
Yeah, but you said you love them.
You can say saying it and meaning it are two different things.
You said emotion. See, that's why I'm saying the emotion of that word should be different. The emotions coming out of that word when you really say it, you should really know what you really like, what you really love, what you really want, what you really care about, those should be certain things. Those are emotions. You can't use the same emotion for different things. I think. That's my opinion. See, that's what this whole thing is about, my opinion. And my opinion about the word, people say it way too fast and use it for way too much. So I wouldn't use it. I don't love my job. I like my job. I don't love writing. I like writing, but he keeps saying I love it because I do so much stuff on it. Okay, so I like...
And he'll do it until he dies.
But I really like it. I still don't love it because I ride, I don't ride, I have a different bike. I don't say I love my bike.
So you view love as, you view that you should only use the word love if you unconditionally feel that way about that thing. No matter what that thing does, no matter where it goes, no matter what it does, you're going to love it. It's an unconditional...
Yeah, pretty much. And
if that's true, then he would love writing.
No, then you can you'll like certain things, you won't like certain things. You love certain things, you'll love certain... I just don't throw the word around.
Yeah.
I don't throw it around like all the time. I don't throw it around unless I'm really...
Well, as someone who, I wouldn't say I love everything, but like I will use that expression to elicit certain things. It's like, oh, I love this drink. Oh my God, this drink is so good. I love it. But that doesn't, my meaning behind me loving that drink is different than me saying like, I love my dad. I love my mom, because that at the end of the day, that's an unconditional, for me, that's an unconditional meaning behind that. But for me, it's the meaning behind the word.
Go ahead.
It was really funny. The way you said, I love this drink, and then you said, I love my mom.
No. I'm putting emphasis.
I know,
the emphasis doesn't elicit the meaning though.
I know, but you put so much more excitement in the way you said that. I love this drink.
I love you, Mom. I love my mom.
I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad.
No, I was just giving an example.
I love my dad sometimes.
This is an example, but no, I feel what you're saying, Tim, and I think that in a lot of different facets, and yeah, like people definitely throw the word around. But I think that the word can mean something different for every person, and they can use it, and it's used in that way for that person for different things. So for you, like, you only want it to be used when, like, you truly and actually mean it about this one thing. Don't just be saying it willy-nilly. That's, like you said, it's your opinion.
No, because that's not true, because then he would say, I love writing. Because there is nothing he enjoys more than writing.
I enjoy more things than writing.
Oh, but you enjoy writing. You would not, when you're injured, you get low-key depressed because you can't go riding.
It's a way to get away from everybody.
Exactly.
It's a way to get away. It's just I can go ride and I'm with the person I love the most. That's what it is.
Yeah.
yourself.
Yes. We just bond and just ride and, you know, go around. Even though I'm on the dirt bike, it's still like, everything gets blocked out.
Because you love riding.
And the competitiveness of me just keeps going.
Everything he loves about life, most of it is in writing.
Or he likes what he likes about life.
No, loves in life. He loves himself. He loves being alone. He loves being in his own element. He loves competing. Actually, he would say he likes competing.
Yeah. Sound like racing.
But I would say he enjoys all of those things at a simultaneous level, where I would argue the fact that he loves it. And you can say he loves it, he just doesn't want to do it just to be petty on his own argument.
That's my opinion.
And his opinion's wrong. But we are right here talking about it as we are right now.
Yeah. Still, in my opinion, I still like writing.
He loves writing. He's just not gonna say it. Just so to prove a point.
Trying to be like your dad.
I was about to say, he's trying to trigger you right now. I think that's Jordan's MO.
Yeah.
Oh no, I love triggering everybody. I'm an agent of chaos.
That's something.
And there were like so many moments in our conversations where I was like, "Ooh, dude, I want to say it. I really want to say it." Just
then
like,
you should.
Oh no,
This is supposed to be us having a.
No, sometimes he'll talk, and he'll go into a conversation, but he doesn't say what he really feels. He says, like your dad, he jumps on the other side. Even though he's not on the other side.
Even though that's not how you think.
He's on the other side.
Well, why do that then?
It's fun. It's so fun.
Because he likes to.
Just for the sake of doing it.
Yes.
Oh yeah. And I love seeing people's reactions.
He's the other side of the coin. No matter what side of the coin. You say the world's round, he's flat. You say it's flat, he's round.
I'll argue it.
Oh my god!
I'll argue both sides.
I think that should be a podcast topic because I remember we were talking about that like years ago.
When you're ready to come back, it took a while to get you here, but if you come back, you know where we're at. You just come on in.
Do you know what's really cool? If you like watch the podcast, then you can see how other people are too.
Okay, you know what? I deserve the jobs. I do. I'm gonna watch the podcast.
Like and subscribe. We'll be good.
Oh yeah.
No, I do. Hold on. I am following y'all. Let's not on all platforms. Yes. Hold on. I am.
Nice.
I am.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
But have you liked the video?
She hasn't watched the video yet. So how's she gonna like it?
Well, to see, I like it. I don't love it.
That's all I want.
Yeah, he just wants you to at least like it.
Just like it. That's all I want. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Yeah. Don't love it. Just like it.
Just like it. Commitment. Like and subscribe. That's too much to love and subscribe. But later on, I want you to love something. So yeah, we'll work on that. That's when we get our subscription base going for the other stuff that we're working on.
Yeah, trying to help people.
Yeah.
Then you can love that.
Yeah.
Well, no, you got to like it based on your definition.
Yeah.
Okay, Sam, wait. Do you love this podcast?
I like the podcast.
No, he likes the podcast. No, that one, he can easily argue he likes the podcast. Even though it is his baby, his creation, he only likes the podcast.
Yeah. There's times I hate the podcast. I could say that. There's times when I go I hate this. I don't want to do anything.
And then he finds a new toy.
I'm not a quitter. That's a problem. That's the biggest problem.
It's that Slayton Drive.
Do I know about that?
Yeah,
Never allowed to quit anything.
That Slayton Drive, you just can't quit anything.
Nothing.
And then when you do really good, you could have done better.
Yeah. But if you.
And that's all you ruminate about. That's all you think about is shit. I could have did so much better.
Oh, you just won? Why do you lap them?
Yeah. You knocked 3 seconds off your time. Why not 5?
Yeah, you could have definitely ran faster there.
Well, you're not even an Olympian yet. What are you doing?
That's it. See. The problem is most of the ones before us have done it before, and they tried hard, but then they see where they made the mistake, so they don't want you
to make the same mistake.
or us to make the mistake. And it starts with the old guy.
With the OG.
Yeah.
And this is why people think we're intense and competitive.
I never realized that. So like I bring certain, like, I don't really bring my friends and dates around a lot, especially at first. But like once I do, like I get that comment a lot. Like, oh my gosh, your family's really intense, and I never kind of saw it that way because I think I've just been intense my whole life.
Yeah, that Sunday talk and the Thanksgiving, Christmas.
It's normal. It's so normal.
No, we don't have arguments. We have
discussions.
We have discussions.
I know, like we are fully. We could write dissertations on the things.
The thing, like us talking, that whole like time that we talked, that's how we talk all the time.
No, like consistently. We don't ever just have small talk. There's no such thing as slating small talk. It's you saw it in the beginning. Nobody even asked how my day was going. there was no how have you been? No, it's immediately. So what do you think about this extremely controversial topic? And they're like, okay, and you just have to go on the fly.
Not me. I let it.
Let it simmer.
Yeah, he could. He really could if he really wanted to. Yeah. But no, you have like when you try to, get people a flat earth.
Yeah, and sometimes I feel like you come to Sunday dinner to incite violence. You do.
You do.
Yeah.
No, you like saying one small thing to trigger the conversation just to see how they react.
Or you just want to see who's gonna bring it up. You'll plant the seed.
Yeah.
You're an instigator.
Seed planter.
I know.
Yeah, I do that. I like it.
And I do that too, but I do it
with Pops and
a lot more.
Different agents of chaos.
With Pops, your dad, your mom don't care. Your mom don't care.
She's probably the only person who's not like affected by the intensity. Like she'll go into the living room and she'll fall asleep.
Oh, do you know why? Because she's not an OG Slayton.
I mean, no, she's married in.
She married in, but she's
been around a while.
Yeah, but she's
been around longer than I've been alive.
I know, but she don't have the blood. So she don't have the argue genetic that we all have.
No, but she can though. Have you seen my mom?
Oh no, I definitely know she can.
I'm not afraid of a lot of people in this world, but I'm truly terrified of my mother when she is pissed. Like when she is pissed, like you leave her alone. Like everyone has to scatter. Don't be within the vicinity of her.
Yeah, but I feel like the true Slayton gene is we have to let people know that we are right.
No, yeah.
I think I'm getting better at that though. I think.
We talk, no? I heard you guys talking a little bit.
Maybe it's because I am right. Like,
okay. Yeah, see,
I am right.
Yeah, that's it. You're right all the time.
And then we all think we're right.
Yeah. Not me. I already know I'm wrong.
No, he thinks he's right.
No, he does. He's not going to say. He's not going to say.
He's just saying right here.
No, you know what it is?
So he wants to give
No, I'm right. On my opinion. on my opinion.
It's his opinion.
On my opinion. So my opinion, I'm right. No. On your opinion, you're right. You think. That's why we think. That's why when I told you, if Pops and I are arguing about the color blue, they're both right. But they're on totally different sides.
I mean, Tim, how does it work, Tim? Because, like, to me, like, you can have, I guess your opinion's right, but your opinion's also, like, I mean, not you, but just, like, some people, like, your opinion just stupid as hell. Your opinion is dumb you have a stupid-ass opinion. Like,
yeah, but
it doesn't even make sense logically.
Your opinion means that their opinion's bad. But to them, their opinion, they wouldn't have told you.
Man,
so they really believe in. They believe.
You saying stupid ass? That was the first time we cursed.
No, stop it.
No, on like today's podcast.
Oh, today's.
Yeah, today's podcast. That was the first time we cursed.
Stupid ass.
And that, like, I guess that's not even a curse word anymore.
No more. It's in context.
Yeah. Like for it to be blurred out on the radio.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, they're saying all kinds of cuss words on the radio now.
Yeah, but you can't say that you want to stab somebody.
Well, no, but you can say the B word on the radio now.
Yeah.
Can I say it here? Are we gonna get doxxed?
You can say whatever you want.
No, you can. We could have said anything, but we just didn't.
I have to be wary though, because I know my dad watches this, and he will call me later, like, "Why are you cussing on this podcast?"
And I'm pretty sure he's gonna come on the podcast, and if he
won't. Arlen don't cuss when he's talking in public. He really listens to what he says before it comes out. Mm-hmm. He's filtered.
And then we're gonna get him in a conversation where
he still won't still filter himself.
Yeah.
Arlen's like a public speaker.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't know. I disagree. I think my dad, when he's really passionate about something and he really feels strongly about it, like he's just gonna say what he wants to say.
But if
I'm telling you, get him on here talking about football, and you make some outlandish football, right? He's gonna go off. Yeah.
Yeah, but he'll still be in his home. he'll still stay there. He's not going to jump out the door and say he's still going to be there.
I don't know.
Yelling. Yeah, he does. I've seen him talk. I've seen your dad talk in public, and then I've seen him talk with his friends. There's two people. So if he's with Jacob and those guys talking behind the doors, oh, it's a big topic. Him and the quarterback. What's his name? The quarterback, Wilson. Wilson. Anyways, his buddy. They talk all the time. When they talk sports.
Ron. You're talking about Ron.
When they talk about sports, it's different. When he talks to Pops about sports, it's different. When he's talking to the kids and the school, and they say something, he still stays in character and does it. That's how he's a head coach. There's a reason.
I mean, at that point though, like he just can't be.
Exactly. That's why he filters before he talks. Your dad's really good at filtering. But
I wouldn't say that he's completely. It's not like he's saying like the most outlandish things though behind closed doors.
No, I'm saying he does.
He's still.
No, but when he talks,
elaborating himself.
But when he talks to them, it talks a little different than he does.
I mean, it's just you're code switching in that sense. Like he can't be. It's like you're not going to speak in a job interview the same way that you're speaking to your family members or that you're speaking to your friends. Well,
that's what I'm saying. But
everyone does that.
I know, but that's what I mean. He can filter himself too. If we're talking at the house, if we're talking at the house, if we're talking at the house on Sunday or holidays, he's talking way different. But if I was to put the recorder down and talk, because I've done it before, your dad changes. I've done it. I put the recorder down. He sees it.
I think we gotta get him here to find out.
We
and
did
then for those of y'all who know my dad, you can kind of make the comparison then, because I don't see it. I don't see it.
We've had him on a podcast before.
At the house.
We've had him and Pops on a podcast. We haven't put it out yet, but we had a podcast, and I didn't want to put that one out because it's
hard to edit.
It's too controversial, and then there was a lot of noise in the background, so it was different. But the one we did with Pops, Jordan, and me. Was you there? You weren't there.
Yeah, no, I was there.
Yeah, it was really controversial, and I don't want to use that one, especially with Pops, because he's a little different, because he comes from that age. But if I ever get it back, I will try it out. But yeah, he's a little different. I mean, he's not totally 100%. People change. Like once the cameras come on, everybody's like, oh, and they kind of get nervous. But it's not bad.
I wouldn't say he's inauthentic though. Like he's still very much himself.
No, he's still himself, but there's a little bit difference when he's with certain people.
That's like, I would say about like 95% of people.
Yeah, it happens. It's a lot of people.
And he just wants everyone to be like how they are all the time.
I just want you to be you. You come and talk, say what you want to talk. You do what you want to do, and that's fine. I don't care if you change when you come on here. Just try and keep just flow. Everybody has a story. We want to hear it. Everybody has an opinion. He wants to hear them all. He wants to go against them.
I do want to go against them.
That's the thing. That's the thing too. I told him like this one where you're talking. You guys are like actually talking to each other. But there's somebody wants to have their opinion, and I let them have their opinion. He wants to debate the opinion. I'm like, then that's not their.
Hey, but it'd be like so hard. Like that's why like. When they would go on, I would sit over there. Like I would be here, but I would go.
Yeah.
It would be it's really hard. And I just, especially if it's stuff that I'm pretty well versed in, like stuff that like I've been a part of, and man, I just need. Sometimes I feel like I need to like let people know my opinion. But that's also the Rogers in me.
Even if they want to hear it or not, right?
Yeah, that's the Rogers in me.
Yeah. All right, Kiki. It was great. This is a great subject.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Great talk. Great talk.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, I had fun. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Next time you bring one of your friends, and then they can join in, and we can have some more fun. They can battle Jordan or whatever, and just talk. Let's talk about more stuff. You can bring if you want to bring whoever. Just bring them in. We'll talk, and we can just have some more.
Yeah,
conversations.
I do want to get Jasmine on the podcast. She I know she would definitely be nervous, but I think that if we have like a topic, even just about like, if we ask how she's doing first, and then we go from there, I think that she'll open up.
She's saying she should be handling it.
No, she's actually, I would say out of all of us, like my siblings, she's definitely the least controversial, and she is the least likely to like voice her opinion.
Yeah. And the most
I've talked to her. I talked
and the
to
most
her.
opinionated, honestly. Like, she always has an opinion, but she just won't say anything.
Oh, but the most the most out there, it's the littlest one.
Oh, Brooklyn. Oh, for those of you who know Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. She's been here before.
Oh, also, fun fact. All of our names end in Jordan, Jaylyn, Caitlin, that's her. There's Arlyn, Brooklyn, and then Raymond.
Well, and then Jasmine.
Jasmine, Raymond.
I'm not gonna laugh at that one.
Yeah. Oh, because we can keep going.
No, yeah, we can even go with the upper generation. There is there's Arlyn. There is Tim.
No, Timothy.
No. You just say no because he doesn't even have Timothy. It's just Tim.
I'm not right there.
Yeah,
sorry.
No, Tim. And then there is.
My mom messed it all up, huh?
Yeah. Tim, and then there's Robin.
I just messed it all up.
Ruined it.
Yep.
Change your name.
You got to be Tim in.
Do you know? It's subconscious because we're Slayton.
You think so?
Yeah, it might be a subconscious thing.
You know, that's like one of the top compliments I get is on my last name. Our last name.
My last name?
I said mine. I mean, it's mine. It's mine. No. On our last name, that's the biggest compliment I get. Oh my God, is that really your last name? I'm like, yeah.
Are you related to that football player? Are you related to the rapper?
No. Oh. I was like, what rapper? Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, we are.
The one that he's also the token white boy of the family.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think we all came from them though, but
yeah.
I mean, if we want to get into that on the podcast, yeah.
Yeah. We have another relative. It's Todd. He listens to the podcast. Todd Slayton.
Oh yeah, we have another whole Slayton side.
I think he's like, well, right now he's in Newport, like outside Newport, and then we have some more that's in San Diego, and I'm gonna talk to them more.
Oh,
but Todd's gonna come on, and you'll meet him. He's pretty cool. He's in like the motion picture business.
So do you genuinely, because I've asked my dad this question, because I don't think Slayton's a very common last name. Do you think that we're related to all of the Slaytons at least in the U.S. or in California?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe. That might be like there because usually since we are African American, and we were taken in through slavery, we still take their last name.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we might not be totally related, but
we're on the same plantation.
Yeah.
Well, we are. But we are.
Yeah, we are.
No, because what happened? Remember the slave owner and our grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
That's how our my great grandfather came.
Mm-hmm.
And then he married the Indian.
Native American.
No, we don't say Indian anymore.
We don't? Okay.
Yeah.
He married the Native American. And then that's how it started going down generation, that side.
Mm-hmm.
So it Slayton comes from the Irish plantation owner.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were Dutch.
No, it was Irish.
I was told it was Dutch.
Well, Dutch Irish?
Yeah, Dutch Irish.
It's both?
Yeah, Dutch Irish. So that's where that came from.
Because Slayton is not an Irish last name.
I think it's really cool that I think we're one of the few African American families that can actually trace back that far to actually know where we specifically came from.
In terms of plantation, not from Africa.
Yeah.
Well, we're not from Africa. We don't know.
That one's going to be another big topic.
I would disagree.
There's a lot of theories that a lot of black people never came from Africa because it'd be a lot more convenient if they just enslaved the people that are already here.
I mean, they did attempt to enslave the people that were already here.
But there have been
like the Native American folks,
I know, but
colonizers did attempt to enslave them, and it just was not successful.
No, I'm pretty sure it was. It's just that they just changed a lot of the documentation. Because when the first settlers came here, the way that they described
Granny, We're gonna keep going.
Oh yeah, that's true. Huh? We should go. We should go. We're gonna have a whole conversation.
It doesn't matter to me. I can keep going. We can keep going. You have like.
No, yeah,
I do have that deaf tournament. I will be here forever.
Yeah, you have 20 minutes.
I know.
I do also need to go though.
Yeah, so, yeah.
All right. Yeah. So we'll just end it. We're gonna have a whole other conversation.
Yeah. Whatever. Kaylin said she's coming back, so.
Yeah, no, y'all will see me again. Y'all will see me.
Yeah. I don't know where she gets this y'all from though.
I know.
She grew up in East LA.
From the south.
She grew up in East LA.
I know. That's
I've always said y'all.
You're not from the south.
Why you gotta be from the south to say y'all? It just means you all. Just an abbreviation of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you came from where you came from, she forgot.
Yeah.
She must have forgot.
Yeah, it's like when Pop said sandwich.
All right, everybody, we're gonna keep going, but we're gonna stop this right here. Thanks everybody for coming or listening. Thanks everybody for coming. Remember, like and subscribe. 24 Slayton on all platforms. Please on YouTube, like and subscribe if you could, and that would help us out a lot. Then we get more guests like KiKi, our cousin, his cousin,
my niece,
cousin, my niece. You know, maybe she'll come more if we get a couple more likes. Other than that, and then we're still on point to, we're gonna help some people out. So we're looking at not donations. I'm not worried about that, but we're gonna look for a place in East LA. We're gonna try and feed, hopefully feed 1,000, and then we're gonna do it in Omani somewhere. So I will look forward to look for more info on 24slayton.com, and then on our other platforms we'll say some more stuff. So thank you, KiKi. Thank you very much.
Of course, no. Thank you for having me. I really did have a good time. I love arguing with Jordan. We do it on aside from here all the time, anyways. Every time I see him.
Next time we'll get Chelsea.
Oh man!
Open invite, Chelsea.
I can't wait for Chelsea to come.
And then both sides, they'll be on both sides. Jordan, it'll be fun. That'll be
Chelsea,
fun.
we can both come on if you want.
Yep. All right then. Thanks a lot. 24 Slayton.
Bye, y'all.
The next time you come.